Chapter 13. The Price of Accusation. Outside the Rowans' sprawling estate, a fleet of military jeeps roared to a halt, their engines snarling in the midnight silence. Soldiers poured out, their boots pounding the manicured lawn as they stormed the residence, rifles glinting under the moon's pale light. Inside, chaos erupted. Old Rowan, roused from a fitful sleep, stumbled into the foyer in threadbare pajamas, his face ashen as he faced the lead soldier, a grim-faced captain with a scar bisecting his brow. "What's going on, sir?" Old Rowan asked, his voice trembling, thin as the night air. "Seize them," the captain ordered, his tone devoid of mercy. Two soldiers grabbed Old Rowan by his frail arms, dragging him toward the jeeps. The rest of the family, groggy, disoriented, some still clutching blankets, were yanked from their beds, their protests swallowed by the soldiers' barked commands. The Rowans, once poised to rival Ravencross alike, were herded like cattle, loaded into the jeep's cold metal interiors. At Eliza's modest home, a loud crash shattered the stillness, jolting Edmund and Marjorie awake. Soldiers burst through the door, splintering the frame, and pulled them into the night without explanation, their nightclothes offering little shield against the biting wind. The city of Ravencross, glittering with ambition, had turned predator, and the Rowans were its prey. In the basement of Ravencross Hotel, a dank, cavernous chamber reeking of mildew and despair, Eliza sat bound on the icy concrete floor, her wrists chafed by coarse rope. The air was thick, suffocating, the only light, a flickering bulb casting jagged shadows. Soon, her family was brought in. Old Rowan, his eyes wild with fear. Edmund, her father, his jaw clenched in defiance. Marjorie, her mother, trembling silently. Her Uncle Howard muttering curses. Her second Uncle John, pale and silent. And the rest, cousins and aunts, their faces a mosaic of dread. No one was spared. Tied up, they exchanged frantic, bewildered glances, the question unspoken but burning. Why had the Zales targeted them? Why this dungeon beneath the city's opulent heart? Silas Zale sat on the room's only chair, a throne of cold steel, exhaling a plume of cigarette smoke that curled like a specter in the dim light. His military uniform, immaculate despite the hour, bore the weight of his authority as deputy commander under the blithe king. His eyes, sharp and unyielding, fixed on Eliza. "Do you know why you're here, Eliza Rowan?" His voice was icy, a blade wrapped in velvet, the soldiers behind him stone-faced statues. Eliza shook her head, her chestnut hair matted with sweat and fear. She'd been nowhere near the workers when, starlit blossoms by the ravine, fell its delicate petals torn, its value obliterated. The footage, damning and impossible, gnawed at her. Was it tampered with? Her mind raced, but no answers came. "General Zale, we've done nothing to your family." Old Rowan pleaded, struggling against his restraints, his voice cracking with desperation. "Our Tommy is close with Joel Zale. Please, let us go. If we've offended you, I'll make it right myself." Silas raised a hand, silencing him with a single gesture, his presence commanding the room like a storm. Eliza Rowan ruined a painting worth $1.8 billion at the auction. "I'll release you, Old Rowan, to liquidate your assets. Get me the money, or your family pays with their lives." "What? $1.8 billion? Eliza, what did you do? How could you destroy something that valuable?" The bound Rowans erupted in a cacophony of shock and fury, their voices a tidal wave of blame crashing over Eliza. Her uncles, glares burned with betrayal. Her cousins whispered accusations, their trust in her shattered. Eliza, stunned by their venom, felt her throat tighten, words failing her as her family turned against her in this suffocating crypt. "Free Old Rowan," Silas commanded, his tone clipped, calculated. He'd researched the Rowans' wealth, $1.3 billion in total, a fortune amassed Through Eliza's cunning, an eternality groups rise. The painting's cost would crush them, leaving nothing but ashes. A soldier cut old Rowan's bonds, and the old man staggered to his feet, his face contorted with rage. He stormed to Eliza and slapped her hard, the crack echoing in the basement. "You've destroyed us," he roared, his voice raw with anguish. "We're ruined." Tears streamed down Eliza's swollen face, the sting of the blow dwarfed by the betrayal. "It wasn't me, grandfather. I swear it wasn't." Her voice broke, pleading, but the doubt in his eyes cut deeper than any blade. "How dare you deny it? Would General Zale lie?" Old Rowan struck her again, his hands shaking with fury and fear, his legacy crumbling before him. He dropped to his knees before Silas, his pride shattered. "Please, General Zale, spare my family," he begged, his voice a hoarse whisper. Silas gestured, and a soldier doused Eliza with a bucket of ice-cold water. She gasped, shivering uncontrollably, her black dress clinging to her trembling frame. The chill seeped into her bones, but it was Silas' next move that froze her blood. He approached, a dagger gleaming in his hand, its edge catching the dim light like a predator's fang. He lifted her chin with the blade's tip, grazing her cheek, a whisper of pain promising more. "Eliza," he said coldly, 10 years ago, you ran into the Vale's burning estate and got hurt. Your beauty's restored now miraculously, they say. Tell me, who did you save from that fire?" I don't know," Eliza stammered, her voice barely audible, her body trembling under the blade's threat. The memory of that night, a blur of flames, screams, and a stranger's weight in her arms haunted her, but the details were lost to trauma. Silas slashed her cheek, swift and precise. Blood flowed, warm and sticky, staining half her face. Eliza screamed, the sound raw and primal, her struggles futile against the ropes. The Rowans quaked, some fainting at the sight of her blood pooling on the concrete, a stark crimson against the gray. "Speak," Silas demanded, his voice a thunderclap. "Who did you save? Has he contacted you? What's your tie to Alex Yates? Why does he favor you?" His questions were relentless, each one a jab at the mystery of the Vale's survivor, the key to his family's vendetta. "I don't know," Eliza sobbed, her voice breaking under the weight of pain and confusion. "I swear, I don't know anything." Her mind grasped at fragments, smoke choking her lungs, a man's charred face, his desperate leap into the river, but no name, no connection, only loss. Another slash. Another wound bloomed, blood mixing with her tears, her beauty marred by Silas' wrath. "Who did you save?" he roared, his composure fraying. "Has he come for you?" Eliza, terrified and broken, wept harder, her body shaking as the truth eluded her. "I don't know, General Zale. I didn't know it was the Vale's estate. I only learned later. His face was charred when I pulled him out. He jumped into the river and vanished. I've never seen him since. I'm telling the truth, please." Her plea hung in the air, fragile and desperate, as the basement's walls seemed to close in, the weight of the accusation crushing her spirit. Silas stepped back, his eyes narrowing, searching her face for lies. The Rowans' whispers faded into a tense silence, their fate tethered to Eliza's words. Somewhere, beyond the basement's confines, Marcus moved through Ravencross shadows, the Iron Serpent's power stirring. Starlit blossoms by the ravine wasn't just a painting, it was a cipher, a key to secrets that could unravel the Zale's trap. But for now, Eliza faced the price of accusation alone, her blood a stark reminder of the cost of loyalty in a city ruled by vengeance.